It started with a blink. Nina was brushing her teeth late one night in the small upstairs bathroom of her grandmother's old house. The house always felt cold, not because of the weather, but because of something else. Something older than the creaking pipes and flickering hallway lights. She leaned over the sink, foam gathering at the corners of her mouth, and stared into the tall, antique mirror hanging above it. Her face looked tired, dark circles under her eyes, lips pale from stress. She'd been staying at the house for a week, helping clear out her grandmother's things after the funeral. The old woman had always been strange, warning Nina about things that live behind glass. But Nina brushed those stories off as superstition until that night. She blinked. Her reflection didn't. Nina froze, toothbrush halfway to her mouth. Her heart paused for a beat, then raced. She stared into the mirror again. Everything looked normal. Her reflection moved as she moved, mouth opening, blinking, slightly confused. Maybe she was just tired. Maybe her mind was playing tricks. She turned off the bathroom light and walked out. But the moment she closed the door behind her, she heard something she couldn't unhear. A knock from inside the bathroom mirror. The next morning, sunlight cut through the dust-heavy curtains of her bedroom. Nina sat up, heart pounding from a nightmare she couldn't remember. She glanced across the room. The old vanity mirror stood in the corner, untouched since her arrival. Her grandmother's jewelry lay scattered on its surface, necklaces, combs, and an old hand mirror face down. She approached the vanity cautiously and looked into the mirror. Her reflection stared back, hollow-eyed and pale. She waited, half expecting something to move on its own. Nothing did. That night, Nina couldn't sleep. Every sound felt amplified. The ticking of the grandfather clock downstairs, the groaning of floorboards, the distant wind outside whispering through cracks. Unable to stay in bed, she padded down the hallway barefoot, heading to the kitchen for water. As she passed the hallway mirror, she caught it again. A flicker, a delay, a smile on her reflection that wasn't hers. She stopped dead in her tracks. Her chest tightened as she slowly turned to face the mirror. Her reflection stood still, mirroring her fear. She leaned closer. Suddenly, the reflection tilted its head, just a second too late, like it was deciding how to respond. Its lips parted into a grin. Nina stepped back. She ran to her room, slammed the door shut, and covered the mirror with an old bedsheet. She didn't sleep at all. Day 3. Unspoken warnings. Nina called her best friend Lucy and told her everything. Mirrors don't delay, Lucy said. That's not how reflections work. I know what I saw, Nina whispered. Did your grandma say anything weird before she died? I mean, old people believe in a lot of mirror folklore. Maybe. Nina paused. Her grandmother had written something in a journal hidden in her nightstand. Nina had only glanced through it before, thinking it was just nonsense. But now, she opened the drawer and pulled it out. Scrawled in red ink across the first page were the words, "She watches through the glass. Don't let her in." The journal, the entries were fragmented, like the ramblings of a mind unraveling. She mimics me too well now. I blink, and she doesn't. She wears my skin better than I do. It started after my husband died. The mirrors began to whisper. She told me her name. I refused to speak it. Speaking it gives her power. I covered the mirrors, all of them, except the one in the upstairs bathroom. I didn't want to see her again. But I had to know she was still there. She is. Nina's fingers trembled. The ink looked fresh. She flipped to the back, where a hand-drawn sigil had been etched repeatedly. Night 4. The crossing, she taped the sigil onto every mirror in the house. She avoided them as best she could, but that night, the power went out. The house turned to black silence, broken only by the occasional groan of settling wood. She lit a candle and sat in bed, the flashlight on her phone flickering with low battery. Suddenly, she heard it again, a whisper, coming from the bathroom. She stood slowly, candle in hand, and opened her bedroom door. The hallway stretched into darkness. The bathroom light was on, but there was no electricity. She crept forward, step by step, each footfall heavier than the last. The door was open. Inside, her reflection waited, already smiling.